Welcome to NBR Today. ASX-listed outdoor advertising company QMS plans to merge with New Zealand broadcaster MediaWorks. The transaction is expected to be completed by June 30 next year. MediaWorks Chief Executive Michael Anderson said outdoor advertising was the preferred promotional tool for MediaWorks radio and TV content, so we believe in the story and the deal would create a strong portfolio of advertising opportunities for customers. Under the heads of agreement, QMS will merge its New Zealand business into MediaWorks and take a material but not controlling share of the combined businesses. MediaWorks owner Oaktree Capital will retain a controlling stake. The coalition government will introduce legislation to help indebted farmers negotiate with their banks rather than being forced off their farms losing everything. Agricultural Minister Damien O'Connor says he expects the debt mediation bill to go through Parliament by the end of next year. It's most likely to be based on legislation in New South Wales, which requires mediation before a bank can foreclose on a farmer's loan. NBR's Grant Walker spoke to Mr O'Connor about the new legislation.
That means that there'll be a process where, if you do have an unfortunate incident where farmers have got to sell up, then there's a fair process between the bank and the farmer to maximise the value of the assets that might be sold and ensure that there's a fair balance in negotiation.
So does that mean then that the banks can't just come in and foreclose and sell your farm?
Correct.
Federated Farmers Vice President Andrew Hoggard says his organisation has been involved in discussions about the legislation and supports the changes. Former Attorney-General and National MP Chris Finlayson will join the growing elite barristers' Bankside Chambers in Auckland in February. The veteran MP, who was a well-regarded lawyer before he went into Parliament, says he's keen to become an arbitrator. But Mr Finlayson says he does have some unfinished business in the House, his contempt of court bill, which protects judges from public criticism. He worked on the proposed law for 10 years but couldn't get support for it. However, it became a private member's bill and was drawn from the biscuit tin earlier this year. He spoke to NBR's Victoria Young about his decision to return to law.
So I've had a very good run. I've been a very fortunate minister, and now the time has come for me to go back to the private sector. I'm actually a believer in term limits, which would make me very unpopular around here, but I don't think you should stay here forever.
Orion Health shareholders should sell into the company's buyback offer and walk away. That's according to share broker Craig's Investment Partners. Healthcare software company Orion reported its half-year result today, its last before completing a deal selling off most of its only profitable business, Rhapsody. Craig's analyst Stephen Ridgewell said shareholders who do not sell into the buyback at $1.20, $1.25 face significant risk and uncertainty about the value of their investment, and he strongly recommends they accept the buyback offer. Since balance date, Orion completed a major transaction to sell 75% of its Rhapsody software unit to private equity firm HG Capital. HG is also buying 24.9% of Orion's population health unit. American private equity firm Hellman & Friedman has emerged as a potential second bidder for TradeMe. The AFR reports multiple sources have spotted Hellman & Friedman dealmakers, along with bankers from Macquarie Capital, rushing between meetings in New Zealand in recent days. The firm has experience investing in online businesses globally and also has a new $15 billion buyout fund. The news comes a week after the online marketplace said it had received a preliminary, non-binding indicative proposal from Apex Partners to acquire 100% of its shares at a cash price of $6.40 a share. Apex is undertaking due diligence and has until December 12th to make a binding offer. Devon Funds Management Chief Investment Officer Mark Brown says he'd like to see a better offer than $6.40, even though TradeMe's core marketplace business is mature and is facing increasing competitive threats. The coalition government's hopes of a quick study into exposing what it believes is the anti-competitive nature of the petrol market have been dashed. Commerce Commission Chairman Mark Berry says a study of any market will take at least a year to complete, and at best a report might be released in December next year. Dr Berry also says the Commission will not be swayed by political rhetoric. So to tomorrow. On Inquest this week, political pundit Bryce Edwards and political editor Brent Edwards discuss regional growth funds, employment relations, skills training and a Hawaiian holiday. So for more on that and other stories, head to our website and have a great evening.
To unlock your 2 free articles a week, head to nbr.co.nz.